What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Clay's Coins. I believe competence creates confidence, so I'm here to bring you some information, education, and better understanding of cryptocurrency and the stock market. Today, we're talking about maybe the greatest call I've ever made. Just in this last video, I'm pretty sure, the last video I made was the one about Shiba Inu on the rocket, plus the money I missed out on. Well, one of the cryptocurrencies I was talking about was Measurable Data Token, MDT. I laid out some technicals, did some charting for you guys, showed you exactly what we needed to do a certain thing. That's what happened. I was able to jump in, ride the wave up, make some money, and I hope you guys were too. Obviously, it's not financial advice, not an indication to buy, hold, or sell any cryptocurrency, stock, NFT, or any other investment opportunity talked about in this video or on this channel. Real quick, guys, that like button right down there, that one, that thumbs up. If that's not lit up, make sure it is real quick by clicking it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get right into the video. Looking at this cryptocurrency right now, we are up to about 6.5 cents at the time of this recording, and this has already come down since I went to start recording this video. It is currently in the midst of a price correction and coming back down to see if it is allowed to move up again. This is what technicals do, guys. I talk about this often, I've said this multiple times in the last couple of videos, because of the way the market has been. When you have something run up a whole bunch really, really quick, and it seems like it should come back, but it doesn't, don't worry, just wait, because it will. It's not sustainable if it just goes up like crazy and doesn't come back down to at least test some newfound support lines that it's held in the past, because sometimes they don't hold forever. I mean, how long does there's a reason that when you hear a house is like 200 years old, it's like, wow, that's a really old house, that's really cool, because even some of the most well-structured things can fall apart and disintegrate and break down over time, especially if they're abandoned for a while and then come back to retest, which is exactly what some of these support lines do. They can hold for a little while, but then we can drop under them for a few months, maybe upwards of a year, and when we retest them again, they may not be as strong. They may be more of a psychological barrier at that point than something structured and technical. Measurable Data Token has done almost exactly what I've said it was going to do, and guess what, guys? The low is about 3.8, right around where, if you watch my last video, you'll see where we left off with the price. It hit over 8 cents today. Yeah, this is what I mean, guys. The volume is still up, and look at this. This is otherworldly. The volume is at $403 million traded in the last 24 hours. That is almost 10 times the market cap. Over 10. Okay, Apple is the most valuable company in the world at like 2.3 trillion or 2.13 trillion, right around there is how much they're worth. Imagine if $20 trillion of Apple was traded in 24 hours. That's what we're talking about here, guys. This is out of this world volume. 921% of the market cap has been traded in the last 24 hours, which is up over 500% from the previous numbers, which were crazy. In the last video we talked about, Measurable Data Token was doing insane volume numbers then, and those numbers are paled in comparison to what we're dealing with right now. Almost $400 million traded on just centralized exchanges. This is, in my opinion, this has been a day one cryptocurrency that I've talked about on this channel. It has ran up over 100 ranks on coinmarketcap.com to put it in the top 400. I believe when we recorded on my last video, it was at 550. That was yesterday. This is insane, guys. I'm telling you, I've never seen, in me making YouTube videos, I've never seen a crypto that was up so much, made a call on it, and laid out the prospects of how it could go up again, and had that happen and seen 140 rank jump overnight. I mean, this is wild, guys. So, when you look at the max supply, the total supply, and the circulating supply of MDT, you can see why so many people have such belief in this just off the numbers, let alone its AI and big data, which is flying right now. Anything artificial intelligence, any machine learning, ever since that ChatGPT came out and became a household name with all this AI stuff, it's the sympathy plays that we were talking about. People are going to see certain AI stocks and AI cryptos shoot up. If they miss that train or they want to capitalize on the next one, they're going to then create a list of prospects that fit the same criteria so they can try to hit the home run again. And I'm assuming, I haven't heard any fundamental news come out about MDT yet, this is one of the huge reasons, is because of that AI and big data tag. You guys may think, all I know is a lot of people use this site. When a lot of people, especially people who are rather beginners or intermediate investors, don't necessarily know what they're looking at, they look at very basic things. How many people have it on their watch list? What rank is it? Does it have a cool logo? Is it a catchy name? What does it do? What are the tags? Because a lot of people filter to these tags, so they see AI and big data and they just look at every cryptocurrency with that tag. I mean, this is a real thing, guys. This is like the definition of fundamental things. We don't have to be talking about just technicals. We don't have to be talking about, just fundamentals. This can be quantitative. We can put things together and come up with a reasonable hypothesis of what's going to happen, which is what's happened. Because when you look at this chart, this is almost unbelievable. It's crazy. I've been talking about this cryptocurrency since probably the first week, maybe the second week of my videos that I started talking about Measurable Data Token. Same with Circuits of Value, which we're going to check up on here in the next couple videos. I wasn't even going to make a video on this today, guys. I just started looking through these numbers and I locked in some profits. I was able to jump in when we saw on the chart some indicators that I laid out for myself. I had some disciplines, I had something to look for on the way up and the way down, which is something I learned from Keenan's channel. Go check him out, Keenan Grace. I've talked about him before, but one of the biggest things about his plays and his prospects, no affiliation with him, I'm just going to give credit where it's due, is you can always make a play if you look at a play potential on the way up and the way down. If you have a plan both ways, then whether or not the stock or the crypto goes up or down, you can still make money if you know what you're doing, or at least save yourself some money and not lose money. And that's what we did, guys. Let's pull up the chart right here. We're on the 1 minute candles right here, and as you can see, we're starting to have a correction. Before I started this video, we hadn't seen any of this right here, right where this ascending red line was. This is where we were when I went to start the video. Since then, we have fallen and seen a bit of a correction, which is, sell everything, panic sell, we're going back down. No, this is healthy. This is exactly what I'm talking about. These are corrections to test support lines, because when you run up from here to here, you have a couple spots you fall back on the way up, but there was no real test or correction. We fell back down, we came up, we fell back down again, and you keep testing, you keep converging. Notice how the peaks start to get a little bit lower and more repetitive in a way, and the lows, the valleys, start to get higher and more repetitive in a way. You start to consolidate, and you start to find an average, a median price. These are like perfect technicals, and it's very exhilarating when technicals work in crypto, because crypto can be so volatile, it can be so unpredictable, and there can be so many factors that we may not readily know that can impact crypto in an instant. So, seeing things like this happen are excellent. When I had you guys look at this yesterday, we hadn't even tested this orange line, I don't believe. If so, we definitely didn't go over it and test up here. We were still down here in the video. This is some chart work I just did on my own. This is a great big sell wall that we had hit a couple times. We had tested this red horizontal ascending channel. We tested it once here, and once here. We were rejected each time. We had a flash breakthrough. So, but, I was a little bit, not necessarily worried, but that's an indicator that I took knowledge of. This is maybe too sharp of a rise. So we got tapped back down. We're also starting to get into this huge sell wall period. Then, if you'll notice, all of these lows were higher lows, which is a very bullish indicator. We stagnated a little bit, tried out a psychological resistance here, jumped back up and pushed through, and this was the very key wall, the resistance that I told you guys we needed to flip. We needed to push through this 4 cent mark, and not only push through it and blast through it like we did here, but come back down, shoot back up, and have the health to flip that into a support line. So no longer was it a resistance keeping us down. It could then become what it once was if we went back in the chart, which we did in the last video. it can become what it once was, which is a support line to hold the price there, to add some stability, and to give us that leg down to cool off, regain energy, and make another run. This has given me all the energy I needed. This has been an amazing call, a really good start to the day, and I'll have an MRI to MFC video coming out later because, completely off topic, but it is rather urgent that you guys know, MRI Marshall Anu is upgrading to MFC Marshall Fighting Championship. They are upgrading and the token is being swapped. That is going live on Tuesday, February 7th. You must convert your tokens before then. I'm going to make a video to lay it out just in case anyone is more of a video learner, but they have an entire step-by-step, literally step-by-step, where my 7-year-old kid could get on here and probably go and merge tokens and migrate them over. It's very simple. It's nothing you need to be anxious about. Once you migrate them, it's not about collecting them right away. You can if you want, obviously, but you can just leave them there for the time being. It's nothing urgent in that sense. The only urgency is the fact that you get the MRI swapped over to MFC. Now, I digress from that. However, I will pick back up on the fact that we, like I said that we needed to, flipped this resistance into a support. We came back down a couple times. We tried out this little psychological support here, right around the 4-cent mark, a little bit higher. Started to form an ascending channel when we came back down and tested that psychological, and guess what that did? That showed us that we were having higher lows, which is a very bullish indicator, because not only do you want higher highs, you want higher lows, because that means that you're coming down right here, and right here. It's going up. And that isn't some tell-all sign either. That's just an indication that what you are seeing is an actual uptrend or a downtrend if there were lower lows and lower highs. That's one of the basic initial signs you can look for to identify some sort of trend. So obviously you see a couple different gray and red lines here. This is just me and my own nonsense. I know this is probably pretty messy to you guys. I'll just get these lines out of the way, even though they do start to act as if it's an average in some degree when you talk about the convergences here. So we pushed through this, completely flipped this into a great line of support. We tested it twice. We had actually 3 times, because we ran up, tested 1, ran up into the sell zone, pushed us back, tested twice, tested 3 times, ran up into the sell zone, pushed us down, and then we even had a 4th. It is not often that you were able to see a full-on quadruple bottom. This is one of the most decisive tests of a support line that you could ever see, is a quadruple test within a matter of an hour of this exact same support line. And that's all the market needed. And it friggin' ran with it. We pushed right up to this sell wall, had a lot of pressure down throughout this entire sell wall. That's why this is all purple, because, it's red and it's blue. We need to get through it. It's a little mixture here of the bulls pushing up and the bears trying to sell back down and take profits and push this price down. Then look at this candle right here. This was, in a minute, a $1.4 million volume. Let me move that over because my face was probably in the way. Look at this volume candle right here. $1.4 million at about 12:20 in the morning, just after midnight, which helped send this through the sell wall and up into mythical territories that I was not aware of. I was asleep at this point. We then pushed past this 5-cent resistance / support line, tried it out a couple times, had a double bottom, maybe even a triple, fell under it, regained some support, cooled off for a few hours, and made another monumental rise up. Which was when we said, you know what, let's try the 6-cent support line. So we ran up and did, and it worked. That was all we needed to try the 7-cent support line, and then upwards of 7, 8 to 8 cents for the support line, for the price that we were able to hit. We peaked all the way up at about 8.4. That is almost 8.5 cents from about a 2.9, 3 cents that we were at before. This is insane, guys. This was overnight. We started trading in a channel in between a resistance and a support line that I did not think we were going to hit anytime soon. Now you can see in real time we're starting to mellow out, converge, and go down in a small downtrend to test another support line. Obviously, as you saw in previous rises, there was a lot more testing of certain support lines. In comparison to right here, we had this one big test and then just jumped up again. And right here, we didn't even test the 7 cent. We just flew all the way up to from below 7 cents to about 8.5 cents. That is a bit too dramatic of a rise to not have a big test, which is why you've seen this come down, shoot up. It's starting to converge. Rather than every time it diverges and drops down, it also has the same shoot back up, which, like I've said before, creates balance. So we're going to keep testing this. I do believe we're going to see a test of at least this 6 cent support line. We might even see a test of the 5 cent support line, guys. I mean, comparative to other support lines and resistances that we may have flipped and tested a few times, we really didn't give that 5 cent too much of a test. We really didn't give the 6 cent much of any, and we definitely flew right through that 7 cent. So seeing this does not have me worried at all. As you can tell by my energy, I am pretty excited about this. I'm not in any way worried, and that's even after I started the video and saw let me see, what is this, like 30%? 10%. I'm on the minute candles. That's why I say when in doubt, zoom out, because look at this. Look at this rise when you look at the 1 hour candles, guys. Of course, we're going to see a couple red candles. Of course, we're going to see some health, some rejuvenation period, and it gives you the chance to make this not only a rejuvenation period, but an accumulation period. Not financial advice, not telling you to buy, hold, or sell. I already locked in some profits and traded off some when we were, right around the 7 cent mark, just because I wasn't awake for any of the 8 cent stuff, and I definitely wasn't awake enough to be on here trading. I try not to just wake up and immediately jump on prices and check. That can just set your day into an abysmal mood, especially with the way things have been going for the last year and a half. For a long time, I had all my trade updates and everything, my notifications, just silenced, because what's the point of waking up all the time, checking Coinbase, checking CoinMarketCap, TradingView, seeing everything in the toilet, and then you just start the day like that? No, thank you. So, I didn't have anything turned on, and you better bet your butt I do now. I was able to lock in some profits. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys were too. But I'm going to wrap this video up because I wasn't even going to make this, but I had to because, wow, what a call. And it was just cool. It's really exciting to lay out technicals on crypto and actually have them come true. Just to let you know, I didn't miss out on the money this time. Alright guys, that's going to be everything for the video today. I'm actually going to have another video, most likely either coming out later on today or tomorrow morning. I'm going to film it today, I believe. You'll be able to tell if I have the same shirt on. But it all depends on processing, really. It doesn't take me too long with my new thumbnail style, which I like. Let me know how you guys like the new thumbnails. I think it's nice and clean. It looks, HD. I don't have to worry about cutting the background out and, putting... Some of the old thumbnails were nice, they were flashy, but they were a little too much. It's a little everywhere, all over the place, logos everywhere and stuff like that. I kind of like just the big, bold lettering at the top, me in the background. You know what you're watching. It's the same thing you're used to if you're seeing my videos. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below how you guys like it, but that kind of stuff doesn't take me as long anymore. Plus, I'm kind of used to it. If you guys are waiting on the video most of the time, it's YouTube's fault. And it's nothing YouTube can necessarily do. It's just the cloud. And I'm all the way up in Maine, so I'm sure if I was in a bigger city, it would be a little easier. I would have some better internet and, better connection processing capabilities for the cloud. I don't know. Maybe that's their excuse. Who knows? Either way, guys, if I say a video's coming out and it takes a little bit, sorry for the wait on that, but at least you guys are aware of what's going on. It's just me waiting, pretty much like you're watching a circle spin, waiting for it to load. That's how I feel, waiting for the processing to get done so I can just press public and stop it and, get the video out. So either way, guys, put a flexing emoji in the comment section down below. Let me know if you were able to make some money off of MDT, Shiba Inu, Alchemy Pay, any one of the coins I've called out recently, because this was a great one for sure. Stay healthy, stay hydrated, turn your notifications back on for some coins you're watching if you had them off, and hit that notification bell on my videos so you know when I upload. Thank you, guys.